Welcome, everybody. This is Allison Benelli, a professional life strategist. I'm so glad that you're joining me this morning. Today, I want to delve into the topic of filtering. What, may you ask, is filtering? Filtering is really the idea that your mind filters out positive and filters in a lot of negative. It's a cognitive bias. It's something that some people struggle a lot with. Have you ever met that friend who never could see the silver lining, never see the glass half full? They're very negative all the time. And even when you try to point out to them something positive, they're like, yeah, but. And they'll always filter back in something negative to counteract whatever you've said that's positive. Well, when that happens, when your brain gets locked into these negative biases, it's because it's usually filtering out the positive because there's something positive there. It just can't see it. Now, I'm all about healthy work-life balance. And I tend to see a lot of filtering in people who struggle with integrating work and life. What it looks like is when they are at home, they're constantly thinking about all the things that they didn't do right, or they're criticizing how things went when they were at work. And when they're at work, they're constantly thinking of all the ways they failed in their domestic life. Did they leave dishes unwashed? Is the laundry piling up? They're at work, but they can't even pay attention to that because they're filtering out all the great things that they've done. I mean, they've managed to keep some kids alive by feeding them, and they've managed to take care of other duties in the home, but they're not seeing that. They're seeing all the things that they've left undone. And again, when they're at home, they're managing to see all the things that they've left undone at work. So it causes a lot of stress and it leads to burnout. And there's constant dissatisfaction in any setting. That's not sustainable. I like to explain to clients too that filtering is kind of like wearing sunglasses. When you're wearing those sunglasses, it filters out the light. So everything becomes darker, more muted. You can still see, but what you're seeing does not represent the vibrancy. As a matter of fact, I have a perfect example of that. I love to go to those outdoor art festivals. And a couple of years back, my husband and I went to one of my favorite ones down in Mount Dora here in Florida. And I'm walking around and I'm looking at all the artwork and they're all muted and blah. And nothing caught my attention. Nothing excited me. So I made a comment to my husband about how the artwork presented that year was really lacking vibrancy and it just wasn't exciting. Well, he takes a look at me and he says, it may look a little different if you took off your sunglasses. I'm like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot I had my sunglasses on because it was a real sunny day. Once I took off my glasses, whole different experience. My perspective totally shifted. Loved the work, was excited to engage with the artist and talk about the work. So that's what happens when you're filtering. Nothing is exciting, and worse yet, it's horrible. You just don't enjoy life. What can you do about filtering? Well, I have a couple of tips for you. The first thing is get an awareness. Get an awareness that you are filtering. Be aware that maybe life isn't as dull, boring, horrible as you think it is. Maybe it's just a perception. So be aware of this negative bias creeping into your work and your life. Next is challenge your thoughts. I know you believe that you're right, but there are sometimes that you're wrong. There's sometimes your thoughts are not correct. Seek an alternative perspective. If you can't seek it outside of yourself by asking someone else what their thoughts are in a certain situation, challenge yourself to find the silver lining in the situation. Challenge yourself to see the glass half full as opposed to half empty. That is working some real muscles in your brain. When you look at a situation and you think, this horrible, no good, terrible, and you say, well, what can I see in there? What opportunity am I missing? What learning is in there that maybe I haven't paid attention to? So challenge your thoughts. Next is adopt an attitude of gratitude. To do that, we have to develop that habit of being thankful for things. Even in the most horrible settings, there should be something that you could find that you could pull on and say, I'm grateful for this. Even in the midst of the stress of the job, I'm grateful for the fact that I have this job. Even amidst the challenges of raising the children or keeping a home organized, I'm grateful for the fact that I have these kids to raise and I have a home to organize. So develop an attitude of gratitude. And that takes practice. That takes daily practice to be in a place of gratitude. And last but not least, practice some mindfulness or relaxation, mindfulness and relaxation. Practice both. Mindfulness is simple. It's a big word, but simply just being present. When you're with your family, you're with your family. When you're at your job, you're at your job. Have this attitude that where I am right now is where my involvement and where my activity is the most significant. When you're at home, that's where it's most significant. And it's significant to the people that are around you. When you're at work, your colleagues, your managers, they need you to be present. So practice being present in either setting. And relaxation simply means while you're there, while you're present, loosen up those muscles and know that you're bringing your best to each situation. And who you are and the skill sets you have, the personality that you have is just what's needed in that particular place. So relax and just be yourself in those places. Laugh a little. Enjoy these opportunities. Look for them. All right, so that's basically it. That's what filtering is, how it negatively can impact you, and how to address it. If you feel that you're struggling with filtering, I do have a worksheet that could maybe ask some questions that would cause you to think more deeply and explore some ways that you could change your behavior patterns to reduce the amount of filtering that you're doing and engage in some of those positive activities that could help you be healthier and happier in either and both settings. So just go onto my website and let me know that you would like the filtering worksheet, and I'll be happy to send it to you. All right, so that's all for now. I would love for you to join me in my community. I have a community called Focus Life Community, and it's a free community. You're welcome to join me there. That's all for now. Thank you for joining me. Stay healthy and stay balanced. See you next time.